I am honored to be with Tamara, and Tamara is from Holland, even though the name is Russian, but she's not Russian, and she's from Holland. So, Tamara, who are you?
Well, that's kind of a big question. Who am I? I can think
You have 2
there are
minutes.
about 10 answers to that question.
2 minutes.
But 2 minutes to who I am. Well, I would describe myself as a writer, speaker, photographer, artist, creative and business strategist from the Netherlands, half Romanian, half Dutch, and yeah, what else? One of the things that I love to do in life is to help people get closer to who they are and to spark a bit of joy and excitement to follow what it is that they love to do in life. Yeah, it's kind of a big question, like, who are you?
You still have 1 more minute.
I still got 1 more minute. You're testing me, challenging my boundaries here to see what else I can come up with. Who am I? Yes. I'm just a human, just like you and everybody else on this planet. We're all equal.
Okay, so let me try to introduce you. Hi everyone, today we are with Tamara, and Tamara is from Holland, and she is a interesting traveler, artist, a coach who helps people find themselves. And she is a very intuitive person. She tries to tune into herself and the universe and you to try to see if she can help you find yourself. And today I would love to hear about her travels to Pakistan. I was very excited to learn that she has been to Pakistan 2 times, not even 1 time, 2 times. You know, people come here and they're like, don't go there, you will be killed. And I wanted to know all the story. How did you end up in Pakistan? Because nobody wants to come to Pakistan. So why did you come to Pakistan? Are you an agent or something?
It's quite an interesting story. It started in the Netherlands, actually. I was at a coaching course, and during a lunch break, I was sitting opposite of this very intelligent, incredible Pakistani woman. So we're just discussing some of the assignments, and she told me that she wanted to change the educational system of Pakistan as a woman. So we joked a bit about it, and
was that Malala
she became my friend.
Yousafzai or somebody else?
What did you say?
Was that Malala or somebody else?
No, it wasn't Malala. It was somebody else.
Okay.
And so every single time I met her, I was jokingly questioning her every single time. So, and when are you going to change this educational system of Pakistan? So about 1 year later, we became quite close friends, and we were sitting in London at a train station. And she said, "Well, maybe the next time I see you would be at my wedding in Pakistan. Would you come if that is correct?" So about 4 months later, I was in Pakistan at her wedding. And so I got invited to the wedding together with 6 other international friends of her, and I decided to come. And like you said, it's very interesting because in the 2 weeks before I got on the plane, there were, I think, 5 terrorist attacks and bombings all around the Islamabad area, and I was flying to Islamabad. And interestingly enough, my intuition always said, like, everything is okay, it's safe, just go. And as soon as a Western woman, when you're telling people, like, yeah, I'm going to go to Pakistan to a wedding, they were so excited. Everybody got like, yeah, have fun. But secretly, somewhere in their minds, they're either questioning it or saying goodbye to you. And I was like, there's so many people, these Pakistanis travel to Pakistan and back, so if they can do it, why can't I do it? Like, everybody comes back and forth, everybody's still alive, so I will end up still alive too. And it was a really, really beautiful experience. I stayed 3 weeks, actually not in Islamabad, but in Rawalpindi for the wedding. So I spent 3 weeks inside of the home of the family. And I remember flying from London to Muscat and from Muscat to Islamabad. And when I got on the plane, I was the only Western person in the plane, and it was mostly full of Arabic people, mostly Arabic men. So I was squeezed in a row between 3 or 4 other Arabic persons. And I was wondering at that moment, like, how am I going to behave? Because I had absolutely no clue what it is that I was going to walk into, except for the stories that are being told in the West. Right? It's basically everything that's being told through different channels isn't true. It's just an interpretation of what is there. You never know what is the truth for the situation unless you actually get to the place. So I got out of the plane, got through customs, and it was 1 or 2 days before there was the national military parade. So the whole Islamabad airport was blocked with military and police. And I was standing there, and I thought, I've got a few choices. And just before I walked outside of that gate, I decided, like, I let go of the notion to know what's going to happen. I let go of the notion that I'm the same. I let go of the notion that I'm different. I just let go of it and just be myself. Who else can I be than just me? And I just go there. So I walked out, and of course I got the proper Pakistani welcome of everybody waiting at this airport, like a couple of hundred people. And my friend was standing at the side. So I walked to her, and she ran to me. She just gave me a hug, grabbed my suitcase, said hi, and started running. So I'm like, okay, I just run. So we ran through the airport, everybody looking at us, because of course I was suddenly like this weird person inside of this group of people, unfamiliar face. So we ran outside, and her father was parked on the opposite of the street. And people were starting to come up to us. And she looked at me, and she said, "Welcome to Pakistan, now run." And she started running over the road with my suitcase. And I was just running with my other suitcase behind it. So we climb over the fence in the middle, ran to her father, put the suitcase in the car, and she gave me a high five, and she said, "Yes, we did it." And that was my first encounter into Pakistan. It was quite hilarious. And it was amazing, actually. It took a bit of adjustment, of course, because the world is so new. And I guess I messed up a couple of times in the home of the family and had a few crying moments, not understanding how this works. Or please don't walk over the carpet here, and how to keep everything clean, right? Is the standard Pakistani customs. But after a couple of days, I got it. And everybody really cared for me and for all the other people. And it's a very, very beautiful experience to also experience a wedding from the inside out instead from the outside in. So that was my first encounter with Pakistan.
What did your mother think when you were going to Pakistan?
My mother is quite of a rebel. She's from Romania, so I'm half Romanian, half Dutch. So and in the times that my father went to Romania as a bit of a Dutch rebel in the 1970s. So she married a let's say, as a Romanian woman, a Dutch hippie man, and then moved out of the communist system. And she needed to put in a lot of effort to kind of like, it took months and months and months to be able to get out of the country because of the political system at that moment. So she kind of knew. At the moment, I said to my mom, "Mom, I'm going to a wedding in Pakistan." She said, "Okay, have fun. See you when you get back." There was nothing going on that side. So I'm very blessed to have a family that is quite liberal when it comes to traveling and meeting people, and have no judgments on the world. I guess maybe that is where I got my traveling spirit from.
Interesting. And so how did you ended up going back and coming back again?
Yes, it's like after these 3 weeks in Rawalpindi in Islamabad and
3 weeks, wow.
3 weeks. It was 3 weeks, full-on experience. And one of the funny things was that one of the sisters of the uncle of the household called every single day, 2 times a day, to ask what I was eating. And uncle was always laughing. Of course, what is the foreigner eating? What does she eat? And every day uncle told her, like, she eats the same thing as we do. So it was quite funny to see how this culture starts mixing, right? And they're the same as that I have no notion about how it worked in Pakistan. Similar way, if you never experienced something on the outside, people get curious. And so there were a lot of questions and a lot of looks, but always in a very friendly manner. I never felt unsafe, even though at one moment I went with 2 other people of the wedding, 2 foreigners, a Chinese girl and an Icelandic guy. We took a trip to Lahore for 3 or 4 days. So with 3 foreigners on the road in Lahore. So of course there's quite a lot of attention. The people are always simply curious, and that's about it. So I always experience quite open experience. But then I don't know what the universe brings me, right? I simply follow what's been given to me. I don't judge what comes to me. So about, I think that was not this year, but last year, March. So somewhere last November, I'm at another conference and I'm meeting another man who's part of the group, and he turns out to be Pakistani. So I start smiling. So, interesting. Where do these Pakistani people come from in my surroundings? So I tell him about the wedding, about my friends, and like 2 months later, he says, like, I'm organizing an event about women's empowerment and a conference at Lams in Lahore. Do you want to come and speak? I was like, yeah, I want to come. This is cool. I really enjoyed my time in Pakistan. There was something unexplainably familiar with Pakistan, even though I have completely different habits and I'm not aware consciously of the cultural conditioning, right? They're just habits and things that I don't know because I'm not from there. But it feels familiar. Maybe it's a bit of my Eastern influence from my mother's side of Romania, but there's still quite a distance between Romania and Pakistan. So I said yes, it just simply felt familiar. And so I spent another week in Lahore, mostly at Lams. And but Lams, of course, is just one small part of Lahore. So I tried to sneak out almost every day, and to see how far I could get into general life and the diversity of people and the different places and the culture that much. And from there, I met more people, and I guess it's the universe and the Facebook algorithm that then afterwards started expanding my network. So simply things that align started coming towards.
So if somebody was to make you the Prime Minister of Pakistan, what are the 3 things you would do?
Oh my gosh. Is that a question I can answer?
Tamara, it's impossible for you to be out of words. So,
I'm feeling into it. I'm not out of words, but I'm feeling into it. Give me a moment to see what my genuine and honest response to this would be. But literally, the first thing when you say this, what comes up to me is that this is a role I would never take upon within my own space. Not because it's an unimportant role. I wouldn't answer the question from the perspective of being the Prime Minister of Pakistan. I find it quite a dangerous position to answer that question from.
Okay, let me change.
Wait a second. But what I would wish for people within Pakistan, for all over the world, but also for within Pakistan, and one of the observations that I made is to realize that the right to speak and the right to show up as yourself is a freedom that comes from within yourself and is by default not dependent on either educational or political or religious system or framework. Whatever framework is being set there, the frameworks are everywhere in the world. And it's very easy to believe, because that is how we're conditioned, that because of those circumstances and because of where we're at, or having no access to financial means, or no access to education, and a lot of rules and systems applied upon society, that would imply that we have no authority over our own minds and over our own things, and that we have no authority to speak. And for me, that starts with simply feeling into ourselves, like, what is it that I like to do? Like, what brings me joy? Simply in your direct environment, because we don't always all have to be famous. So when it comes from, and that might link back a little bit to a political system, not so much me putting me in the seat of the Prime Minister, that I've written an article by request of some of my friends, and it started as a co-writing article with a journalist in Pakistan, and it ended up me publishing an article by myself, where I thought, like, do I really want to do this? Do I want to publish an article about democracy as an outsider? And I did. And I truly believe that we can change systems by adding beauty to the current state instead of focusing on resisting a system. So that freedom of who we are and the freedom to learn and understand what democracy is comes from the inside out by owning who we are and owning our own voices. And then there's this is a continuous conversation, but to touch it very small and briefly, what comes to me, then this is what it is.
So, if the Prime Minister of Pakistan calls you and says, okay, Tamara, you've spent a month, you have lived your life in different parts of the world, tell me what are the 3 things we should do to empower the people of Pakistan. Tell me and I'll do it. Your wish is my da-da-da.
The knowledge to create communication platforms, because knowledge is there. Yet the one thing I perceive sometimes lacking is the platform. And the platform can also always be created, yet it needs to be done from the inside out, not from the outside in. Of course, human equality, more education on differences between men and women, what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a man, and how to coexist equally. That's a problem that consists worldwide. And what else? I give it 2 right now.
Again?
I said I gave 2 answers now, right? Instead of
the third one?
Of 3. Third one. Yeah, it would be authentic self-expression. To be able to dance, to sing, to sing, to paint, to speak, to perform, to tell stories, and the ability to truthfully dare to communicate what it is that is inside of you without fear of your family or society getting into trouble.
Ta-da! Okay, what if you were the president of Holland and Norway and Netherlands? What would you do? 3 things.
Oh gosh, what do I do? All these political questions I had. What would I do? Interestingly enough, I'm not that involved within this country when it comes to that. I don't know how to answer this question, actually, in all honesty.
Okay, pass.
Awesome.
Alrighty, so everyone, you saw Tamara Robeer, and you should follow her on Facebook. Inbox her your questions. She's not supposed to answer you unless she feels like it, and you're paying her for that, or she feels like she wants to answer them. So go for it. Add her and interview her and connect with her and see how she can help you empower your life. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tamara, for being with us.
Thank you, Rehan, for having me.